Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Live Strong podcast. We are back again with another episode. Today, you can see if you're watching on the YouTubes, I'm actually recording in the gym, which is super romantic. So, no real rhyme or reason. Well, actually, there is. Let's be real. My staff are all on holidays, which they are living their best lives. Well, not all of them. Me, Nath, and Phoebes are still here. But Rubes is headed away for a wedding, which is super exciting, and Maddie is actually overseas to compete at the world titles for sport aerobics. So the gals are busy, so I thought to fit this in my schedule this week, we're going to have to record at the gym. So here we are. Hopefully we don't have too much background noise. At the moment, no one's making noise, so super good. But that doesn't mean that's going to stay like this for the next 20 minutes. Now, let's start with my high and slave of the week. If you didn't see on my Instagram stories, I went and saw Pitbull last weekend on Saturday. Well, it was like a full festival situation. So there was like Pitbull, Lil Jon, Wiz Khalifa, Mariah Carey. What's called Fridays Live or something. I can't remember what it was called, but it was really fun. We had like really good tickets. Like we were literally on the barricade, like of the stage. Because one of our friends we went with, she's like a really big Pitbull fan. She's like, guys, we need to get these really good tickets. And even though in the time when we bought them, I was like, oh my God, so much money for people that like, you know, if it was Harry Styles on stage, I'd be like, take my money, like take it. But like to see Pitbull, I was like, is it too much money? But we did it. It was so worth it. It was so fun. I'd never been like that close in like a big concert like that before. So that was a big slay. Super fun day, big day, because like lots of time on your feet. And, you know, when you're in a mosh pit, you can't like leave without losing your spot. So it was just like a lot of just standing. But there's pretty much music all the time. Like there wasn't much break between people. So that was really good. So that was my big high for the week, which was really good. But then I guess my low for the week has also been like backing onto that was like a big day, a big night, big weekend. And so I feel like maybe today is the first day I'm feeling recovered. And not from drinking. I literally had 3 drinks all weekend. That was all I had. It was just I'm just an old lady these days, guys. And well, I had like a big week at work. I worked Saturday morning and then we went straight to Sydney and then the concert and then we probably didn't go to sleep until like 1, which isn't late, but for someone who like I don't run on much sleep as it is, so I don't know, that like it just throws me out. I'm just having a whinge too old. But that's probably like my boo-boo, just like, oh, the week was so tiring at the beginning, you know, where I'm meant to be recharged and ready to go. But that's okay. Still having a good week this week. It's meant to be really hot here today in Newcastle if you're listening on the day of upload. So make sure you're sun safe out there, people. Now, recommendation is what's up next. Also, one more boo-boo of the week. I've got ringing ears. So shit. I've got like a lot of, actually, and an eye update for you all. I've got a lot of sensory issues happening at the moment. My voice. The voice issues. I went and saw my speech pathologist. Whatever, I'm doing exercises, but pretty much she's like, it's inevitable with your job unless you use a microphone and you don't talk as much. I'm like, great. So the voice still struggling from the weekend, never recovered, so I struggle all week. Second thing, eye update. Last week I was telling you that I can't remember what I had said. What was I up to with the eye? I think I just said that I was going to get checked out again, and I did. And apparently I'm having an allergic reaction in my eye. That's what it is. But she said that it could have been from like anything, like just like something flying in the wind or whatever, and it's just sort of got trapped in there or whatever. It could have been anything. So it's not like I need to stop doing anything. I've just got some like, almost like antihistamine eye drops for it at the moment. Let's call it that. But it looks okay today. On Monday, after the weekend in Sydney, it was like really flared up. So I'm like, I don't know what caused that flare up. So I'm a bit unsure. But anyway, it's feeling a little bit better today, which is good. But then my newest issue is my ears. So ever since I was like a young person hitting the club, I would always get ringing in my ears. And I know people know this sense. I'm sure people know this sensation when like you've been next to a big speaker for hours on end and then your ears, you leave and you're like, I can't hear anything, my ears are ringing. So I'd have that. And I'd have like quite frequently, didn't really think it was that bad. As I've got older, it happens super frequently and it happens for like a long period of time. So I was on the concert on Saturday, it's Wednesday now, and I still have ringing in my ears. And like, if I tell Nathan this, and I think he thinks I'm taking the piss, but like literally my ears are like constantly like, and then the sound on the outside. And I have noticed that when people are talking to me, I'm like, oh, sorry, what did you say? Like, I can't hear them. So I actually think I'm going deaf as well these days. So I think what I'm going to get, you can tell me if you think this is a good idea, guys, those loop earplugs, or they're like, so people use them for, like, there's all different ones. There's ones for like, to help with concentration, help with sleep, for noise, for music, for like loud events. I think when we have ones for loud events, just any time I'm in like a big noisy, even like sometimes if I'm here maybe on like a Saturday boot camp when music's loud, lots of people, I'm going to put them in and try and help save my ears, because I'm now afraid that I'm going to go deaf. I'm going to be deaf, blind in one eye, and not going to have a voice. So that sounds like it's going to be really good. Anyway, that's my update for you all. Let's talk about my recommendation for the week. I thought this one might be helpful. And I don't know if I've talked about it before on the podcast or just maybe on my Instagram stories or something, but my recommendation is doing your groceries online, delivered to door. So sounds like I'm being a lazy bitch, and I wouldn't call it lazy. I'd say using my time wisely. This is why I like to do it. I find that I can really shop the sales easily. Like I can see things that I've bought previously that are on sale really easily. I can compare foods really easily, like that are on sale. So it helps me create a shopping cart that is potentially cheaper because I have all the options in front of me and I can pick and choose and compare super easily. It helps me make sure that I've got all my ingredients that I need for my shopping list. So when I think, like, for our lunches and breakfasts in our household, it's literally the same shit we buy every week. That honestly doesn't change. I buy the same things every week for breakfast and lunch. But dinner changes, so it's important that I guess you've got all the ingredients. And when I'm thinking about that shopping list, I'm also thinking about what's on sale. You know, like I said, I can take the time to plan properly with the ingredients in front of me and can pick and choose and swap things out super easily. Because nothing worse, you write your shopping list and then you go to the shops and then like all the shit that you want to get is like full price. And you're just like, this shop's going to cost me so much, but you could have potentially had something else as a swap, a substitute, and it being cheaper. The next thing is, it obviously saves you time, right? Saves you time because you're not at the shops wandering around. You're just doing it on your phone. And you can sort of be putting things in your cart throughout a few days, and then at the end of, a few days, you buy it. So that's also good. Also, I don't know about you, but when I'm at the shops, it's so easy just to add in extra shit you don't need. Snacks, like things look yummy, you feel like something, you're hungry, you buy it. Like, it's so easy to do that. When you're looking online and you can see your total price, I think it's easier to be like, oh, fuck, that's really expensive. I don't need that this week. And it's easy to eliminate things like that. So they're all the things that are benefits of it. But like, I originally first started doing it because of the time safety thing. Like, I don't have to go to the shops. It literally just turns up at my door. You can also do click and collect and stuff as well. I shop with Woolies and we do like you pay $20 a month and I get like unlimited shipments to my house for $20 a month. So it's not like I'm paying heaps of delivery. It's $20 a month and we get 2 deliveries a week. So I do 2 shops a week, so then I get fresh stuff. And sometimes randomly I'll do more if I need to. The only downfall, which a lot of people don't like, is that you don't get to pick like your fresh fruit and veg, which can be a bit annoying. But for me, I don't really care. I know I should probably care more, but I don't. I just, if they send me shit stuff, I either eat it or I don't eat it, or I wait next week to eat it or whatever. Like last week we got like 5 bloody green bananas, which was annoying, and that doesn't happen very often at all. Like more times than not, people pick good shit. But I just left them a few days and then ate them. Like, it wasn't the end of the world. Also, with Woolworths and the app, it's really easy to like get refunds. So like if you have something like your bananas and they are bad and you're like, I've been given these bananas, blah, 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 you literally can do it on the app in like 2 seconds and get a refund. Super easy. So I guess if you're someone who's time poor or struggles to make a plan or, trying to shop the sales, maybe worth a try. And like I said, you can do the click and collect as well, which I know a lot of people do that. It's can be a bit more convenient and it doesn't take very long to just pick up your groceries. But I take it to the next step and get them bloody delivered to the front door. Super easy. Had groceries delivered this morning. Like, such a sleigh, fresh stuff there, ready to go. So that's my recommendation for the Today team. Let's get into today's episode, which we're talking another little education topic. I'm not going to keep you here forever, guys, but something that it will be good for everyone who does exercise, which I presume is most of you guys listening into this podcast. And I'm naming it, Are You Ready to Work Out? That's what we want to know. Are you ready to do your workout? Because the first step is just turning up to the gym and training and just going through the motions, moving your body. Like, that is all well and good. Proud of you for doing that. Big slate, 10 out of 10 for effort. But to some degree, that can only go so far, both for results, but also like motivation and mental wise. If you don't see results, you're not feeling driven, you're feeling maybe shit in the gym, maybe you're feeling tired. Like, if these things are happening for you, you're going to probably stop going to the gym, right? So we want to make sure that we're setting you up for the best workout, for the best success. Guys, I have a few tips here to help you be ready for all of your workouts that you do, okay? Because it is important that you're ready to rumble. So the first thing that we're going to, I've written a list, the first thing that we're going to start with is making sure that you're recovered enough and rested enough before your workout. So we should be taking approximately 48 hours before we train the same muscle group again in order to have the best and most productive workout. And this is talking about strength training and hypertrophy training. When we're doing cardio and we're not completely depleting our muscles, we can be a little bit more lenient with that. But if we're always coming into the gym not recovered and not rested and not with our tank full ready to go, you're probably going to end up injured, you're going to end up unmotivated, and you're going to end up in a plateau. So the first things first is making sure you're rested and knowing when to be like, no, I'm not going to train today. Or, rather than doing this, I'm going to do this instead. And just knowing when to say go and when to say no, essentially. That is the first step. The second step is to make sure that you're wearing the right gear to the gym. So, sounds like a silly one, right? But if you're not comfortable in what you're wearing, then you're going to feel shit in the gym. Like, you're going to be playing with your clothes the whole time. You might be feeling self-conscious. You might be feeling either like hot or cold. And having a controlled body temperature when you're training is really important. If you're there's a fly attacking me. If you're overheating, you're going to feel like shit. If you're cold the whole time and you're unable to warm yourself up, you're going to be at the risk of getting an injury. So it's really important that you're wearing something that is applicable for the day and for the activity that you're going to do. This also comes into play with our shoes as well, making sure you're wearing the right footwear for support, for whatever it is. If it's impact work, yes, we need nice supported shoes that are going to do the job. If we're doing big heavy lifts, maybe we need a flat sole. We need, guys, you can see that fly. Bloody hell. You need something that's going to be supportive for whatever workout you're doing. So second step is making sure that you're wearing something that is going to set you up for success for your workout, okay? Our next thing is to make sure that we're fueling and hydrating for our workouts. So we've talked about heaps before, making sure that we're eating a good amount of carbs before we train. Even if you train at 5 a.m. in the morning, you need to have a banana, muesli bar, piece of toast, something to be in your stomach to be used as energy. Carbohydrates are energy in the gym. We need to make sure we have energy. We also need to make sure that we're hydrated. We should be drinking approximately 2 to 3 liters of water a day, depending on your size. That might even be more, but we need to make sure that we're continuously hydrating. It's actually important as well that we're hydrating consistently throughout the day, not just pre-workout, but staying, keeping our hydration topped up is only going to be beneficial for when we train, because we know that we sweat. We need that hydration in our body to be able to sweat. We don't want to be working on an empty body. The poor empty body will not survive, okay? So that's making sure that our fuel and our hydration before training is good. Our next thing, a bit more of a mental focus. So this one is about setting your intentions for the workout. So making sure that when we're going to train, like I said, it's all well and good just to turn up, but knowing what we want to get out of that session. That might mean looking at your workout before you turn up, like having a plan. Be like, oh, today's leg day. Okay, well, I need to be dressed appropriately. I maybe need a little bit more fuel in the tank. And today I'm going to try and hit some heavy squats, Have a look at your weights from last week. Come in already in the mindset of what is going to be your outcome of that training session, rather than just coming in, going in the flow, all relaxed and just whatever happens. No, come in, mean purpose, have intention, and get your session done. Our next thing is making sure that we warm up properly. So at Livestrong, we warm you guys up. We have a warm up, and I guess over the past 6 months or so, you guys have now taken on warming up a little bit more yourself, rather than us being like really on it with you guys, just for the ability of the sessions running smoother. So, I guess a message for all of our Livestrong guys. You have the warm up, you have videos, you have verbal instructions, visual, all the instructions, right? But it's important that you still complete the warm up correctly and with meaning. Like when we do our dead bugs, we're warming your core up. We're warming your core up so we can support your back. Like we need to have a nice strong trunk. We don't do it just to flop around on the ground. When we're doing your glute activation, it's to make sure our glutes are going to warm up, make sure they're going to switch on. Do it properly, take your time, squeeze, control, do all your reps. Yes, we all have a chit chat in the warm up and that's fine, but it's important that you warm it up properly. And that also goes into doing your warm up sets. And I'm trying to educate everyone more and more on this, especially as we get into more and more of our strength block. But warm up sets are really important. Even if you've already done some working sets at a specific exercise, when we move on to a new exercise, a new movement pattern, maybe you need to do a warm-up set there as well, and that's okay. And again, I've been saying here in the gym, take the time to do that. We all have a bit of fluffing time in between exercises. Don't fluff, mean business. Again, have that intention that, okay, we're doing lunges now. I need to make sure I'm warmed up for my lunges so I can start with something heavy on the bar or whatever it is, right? So making sure that we're warmed up for every single thing we need to do throughout the workout. The next thing is a bit more specific to our Livestrong guys, but I popped in, look at your workout and weights, which I did talk about before with intention, but I think this is also important potentially when you're doing your warm-up to be looking at what your weights were and what your goal will be very specifically with like on our EverFit that we track on, so that when you get up and move into your exercises, you've got a game plan. The amount of people that I get up and I'm like, so what are we aiming for today? What did you do last week? And they're like, oh, let me look. And we're already in the second working set. Like, how do you not know, like how are you already training and you don't know what your goal outcome is? And maybe you don't hit your goal outcome. Like some days we feel like shit. Like you think, oh yeah, I'm going to squat 80 today and you put 60 on your back. You're like, this feels like ass. That's okay. Like, it's okay not to hit your goal, but we need to have a form of a goal for the session. So when you're doing your warm-up, that's when you need to be switching on mentally, locking in, setting your intentions, looking at your weights, so that once the workout starts, we're into it. Like we're not fluffing around, okay? And like I said, it's okay to have a bit of chit chat and whatnot, but once we start in the gym and the warm-up starts, our purpose of being here is to have a good, successful workout. So we need to keep that in mind as well. Listen to your body. So when we're training, like I just said, some days feel like shit, some days feel really good. For gals, this might be in line with your hormonal cycle. Maybe it's also just to do with stress, fatigue, busy days at work, lack of food, could have been coming off sickness, whatever it could be, right? We don't feel the same every single day, and it's important that our training reflects that as well. So if you are coming in, you're like, oh, I've just driven to Sydney up and back today, my back's feeling a bit cooked from sitting down all day. Maybe I'm not going to push my deadlifts. That's okay. You haven't had a shit workout. You've just listened to your body and you've trained within your means for that day. That's actually a win. That's a win for you to do that. So it's important that you listen to your body. You don't compare yourself to anyone else. You don't compare yourself to a previous version of yourself. We do what we can do that day. And like I said, nothing wrong with setting a goal for that day. And if we're coming with if we're feeling rested, our stress down, our hydration, our food's good, where all these things are good, we should be coming in with good intention and we should be coming in with a purpose. But if something's off in that sort of mix, then we need to maybe listen to what a realistic outcome of that workout is going to be as well. No distractions is my next one. Now, again, especially when you're doing group training, it's very easily to, be here for social reasons, have a chat, have fun, have a laugh. Why not? That's good. That's why you do group training. It's the part of the process. But in saying that, when we're on, we need to be on. Like, no distractions is meaning when your set's happening, you're locked in. Like, we're not looking around, we're not chatting mid-set. And if you are chatting mid-set, like, one, you're not training hard enough. Point blank simple. If you can talk mid-set, you are not training hard enough, okay? But the second thing is you're also putting yourself at a risk of injury. Like, if you're not taking moving weight seriously, it's sort of you taking the piss out of it almost, right? So when you're on, you need to be on. Switch on. Mentally, get in the zone and perform whatever you're performing to the best of your ability. No distractions. Don't distract anyone else. You don't get distracted. We all have a good workout, a good, safe workout. Number 4 is fully commit. Fully commit. Send it. Don't be a little pussy. Come into the gym, set your goals, warm up properly, and send it. Like, have a reason why you're in the gym. You're not just showing up to do nothing. You're showing up to get results, and fully commit to that when you're in here. Train hard, make it hurt in a good way. And yeah, fully commit. What is next on our list? We're getting through them now, guys. When you're done, make sure that you're letting your heart rate come down. This is something that a lot of people don't do at Livestrong. And I guess, again, we have hour classes, and once the hour's up, everyone's like, gotcha, I'm out of here, bitch. But it is really good for our nervous system to let our heart rate come down back to a resting heart rate before you then get moving again. So after we've just had all of this intensity through our body and our nervous system has been spiked and we're up here, we're like, we want to try to bring it down. So if you can sit down at the end of your workout, you don't even have to stretch. Just literally sit or lay down and try and bring your heart rate back down. Take a few breaths. Is also going to help you with the recovery. So something that I think a lot of people don't do enough, and I'm personally trying to get a bit better at this as well, because it's super easy to be like, done, move on, get into the next thing. But 3 minutes, sit down, breathe, bring your heart rate down. It can really help. And my last little thing that I've got on my list, guys, is having that post session recovery focus as well. So this comes with your nutrition, making sure that within an hour window, you're having a good amount of food. Protein and carbs are the priority within an hour. That, for most people, should be a full meal, like an actual full situation. If not, sometimes when I'm training in here and then I work, I'll just have like a muesli bar and a protein shake. That'll get me through for, 2 or 3 hours. And then I would have dinner then after that. But I will never work out and then not fuel myself back up. Think that if you don't fuel after you work out, you're not going to allow yourself to like build what you've depleted. So we're probably going to think of it almost like you're going to lose muscle because you wasted it away, but we weren't unable to build it back in or fill it back up because we didn't give ourselves any fuel. So making sure we do have the priority of that post-workout nutrition, but that also comes with your sleep. Sleep is so important. So important. So making sure we are actually getting enough sleep and prioritizing our sleep, because 1, it's going to help your recovery, and 2, it's going to help you train better the next day. So it all works in together. So they're my tips, team, for you to have a good workout, to make sure you are ready for a workout. And I think these are things that a lot of people do, but also potentially not. Like, I think a lot of people don't check their weights enough. I think a lot of people probably don't prioritize their nutrition enough around their training. You probably don't think much about what you're wearing as much as maybe you need to. Not that like, again, it's not a big issue, but can that maybe help you have a better or worse workout? Yes. And obviously with our mindset as well, setting our intentions, fully committing to our sessions as well. But I love training. That's why I became a coach. And it's literally like, I love doing everything else as well. You know, my job is a lot more than being a coach and teaching people how to train. But teaching people how to train is my favorite thing to do. And actually enjoying training and getting results in the gym, my favorite thing to do. So yeah, you should love it as well. That's pretty much what I'm spitting out here, is that if I love it, you should love it, because we all love the same thing, don't we, here at Live Strong Podcast. But no, seriously, it will help you. So hopefully these tips have given you maybe just something to think about, guys, something to take into your next training session next week or whatever. Yeah, let me know if this is helpful, if you took anything from it. Something else you want me to cover in terms of training like this, or something else that you maybe do to set you up for a workout as well, let me know. Have a fabulous week. Stay safe out there, people, and I'll chat to you next week.